to say our very first ever Crafts of Laois program. And we're delighted to be joined by an incredibly talented craftsman, Gerry Doheny from Irish Crafted Instruments. Gerry, how are you today?
Great, John. Thanks very much.
Now, when you were great, Gerry, when you were saying the shed, now we have a shed. I'd say most people watching today have sheds, but they don't have a shed quite like yours.
Well, I'll have to upgrade it a little bit, so John. We're here today in my workshop, so.
The workshop. It sounds great, doesn't it? It sounds a lot better.
It does, yeah. So I just wanted to take an opportunity, I suppose, to catch up with people that I haven't seen for a while with the COVID and all of that, especially the musicians that we play with above here in Rathneska and the people that come here to get bits of repairs and stuff done. And just to show you a few new projects I've been working on and introduce you to a few instruments that I built already in the past, you know. So I'll start off with this is a fiddle here I made a couple of years ago and a few since, and it's a normal standard 4/4 fiddle made of maple and willow, and as you can see, the fine instrument. So we'll have to get an expert to show you a tune on that one of the weeks, you know. So and here's a fiddle that's in progress at the moment, you know. So this is made slightly different. So I'm just changing from the traditional wood to using a poplar top on it. Normally spruce, you know, but it's hard to get good quality spruce, not running anyone down. But I just want to use a poplar on this one just to get the sound variance and see what it looks like. So that's that project completed and in progress. I have my banjo here. This is the banjo I play myself, and we played this in Manny's, I suppose, a group session and a competition with the local Kyotos, and done very well, mind you. You know, so that's my own banjo I play. So before the end of the show, I'll give you a bit of a twist on that and show you how that sounds in reality. I have a few new projects going on at the moment, and one is it's called an F5 mandolin, F5 lower mandolin. So this is just in parts at the moment, where I'm just carving it at the moment. So I carve most of my deep and heavy work on the CNC machine and get down to the minor stuff, the small stuff then with the chisels and the files, etc. So that one there is ready to assemble at the moment, and that'll be a lovely instrument when that one's finished. More or less the same as the fiddle there, going for the front board with the poplars, but as I suppose the spruce. So just to find out what the different woods sound like, you know, just because they do have different sounds. Different woods have different sounds, and you'd be surprised with the tone that you get from the different woods, you know. So that's that, and I also have a couple of other small projects that I work on here as well, and they are just house signs here. If you can see that one there, Rose Cottage. That's just basically outside your front door. That's a sign that somebody will have in their house. And that's just a little something for somebody's workshop or outside the workshop, little 3D carving, you know, and a gate sign then as well. You know, that's just a nice gate sign there somebody would put up in their yard, you know, a stable or a workshop or whatever, same thing. Get a different carving, a different name. And that'll be that, you know. So that's that. I also do a bit of restoration work here, and beside me here is a harp that was made in London over 220 years ago. So I'm working on that here now at the moment. And I just turned the camera slightly just to give you a look at it. So there it is there, over 200 years old, this one. It's taken a bit of work to get it back to where it needs to be, and still a bit of work to do. There's the sound box at the back of it. It's I'll just move around a little bit here now. And if you can see, that's the sound box at the back of it there. And it's in fairly all bad condition still. But it's coming on with a bit of repair and a bit of filling out. So hopefully that'll go back to its owner sometime this year. And we'll have a go at that. You know, so it's a 42 string harp. It's all brass and gold leaf and everything like that. So it's quite a bit of work there to get that back to where it has to be. You know, so I'll just go back to where I was now.
And Gerry, is that your
No.
first big restoration job?
It is. No, I've done a couple of old fiddles here for James Harvey, banjo player, his family up in Commerce there. They had a 6 generations fiddle, and I restored that there for them and gave it back to them last year. So that video was up on Instagram there not so long ago either, just to show that off too. There's another couple of fiddles I restored too that were in bad old shape. You know, they come here in a bag, you know, and they're in bits and pieces. So put them back together and line them up and give them back. People like to keep these old instruments in the family, you know, rather than just throw them out. And in some cases, people do think they've gone too far. It's never too late, you know. Like the state of that old thing there, it was found under a load of turf, cleaning out a shed above in I think it was a pub in Spink, Heaton's. That's where it originated from. A family in Kilkenny owned it. And so a chap called John Hayden up there, Christy Barry, so they had it up there and asked me to have a look at it. So hopefully I'll have the 2 boys down here one day to have a look at it, give an interview on how they want to play it or learn to play it. You know.
That would be wonderful, Gerry. And tell me, Gerry, do you have a favorite instrument?
I do. The banjo is my own favorite instrument, so I play that pretty regular now, you know. And but my second favorite would be the harp, you know. And I have a new harp here that I built myself. I'll just show you here. If you can see it here in the background.
Oh, we can, yeah.
Forward. It's these are the harps I make myself. But this is a 34-string harp, and with all the levers on it, and I do this design on the soundboard and all of this engraving. So that most of the work on that is hand carved on that harp. Now, I've 3 of those at the moment that are made and a few gone out also. So that's the harp. If you look at the back of it there, you can see there's good deep. This is popular wood too as well, and the sound, if you hear the echo on that there, so it's but there's a good sound on that, you know. So I am actually learning to play this one at the moment, to play a few tunes on. You know.
Brilliant, Gerry.
That back there.
And Gerry, did you start out on the banjo?
I did. I started off. I actually had a banjo. I had a banjo that wasn't very good. I don't know whether it was me or it wasn't very good, but neither of the two. So I took it apart and done a bit of research on it and upped the ante a bit on it, and it worked very well after that. So I decided then, well, I'll make a new one for myself, and I did. And I improved on that in time, and I got better and better. So it's at a stage where it is now, and I like the sound of it, and it's easy to handle. The neck is just nice, and you know, there's nice narrow neck on it, professional neck, and it's good to play on. There's a few owners around Laois have my banjos now, and they're very impressed. They like the banjos, you know. So.
Yeah, it's great to see you have a lot of local customers, Gerry.
Oh, there's a few around, yeah, and it's a good crack, you know. So you get a bit of complaints sometimes; they're a bit loud when you're playing with other musicians. But you know, that's the banjo. You know, it's loud, can't be helped.
Yeah. And tell me, when you started off, did you start off learning the banjo with Rataneska Kjoltas?
I did. I turned up there with my banjo to learn, and suddenly found out I couldn't hear it. so I had to develop it further from there, you know.
When you mean that, when you say like you couldn't hear it, what do you mean?
Well, the banjo has a tone ring on the inside of it there. You can see that silver circle there, and what that does is it throws the sound out. The particular banjo I purchased at the time didn't have, I'd say, the good drive in it that you would see in a very expensive banjo, you know. So I had to bring mine up to that standard, and it's very good now. So yeah, if you listen to that there, you'll see a lovely tone out of it, you know. And that's it, you know. So I'm looking forward to playing a few tunes on that later on now before it closes up, you know.
Well, God, we're looking forward to it too. Yeah. We have you on video.
All right, yeah.
We've captured you on video. No, I mean they're up on YouTube, and
yeah.
With your kind permission, Gerry, we'll play it. We'll play you in action now here.
Oh, go ahead, yeah. By all means, definitely, yeah. Are you playing now? You are.
I hope so, Gerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got the shout. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. This will be nice.
Oh, come in a bit closer, Gerry. Come on, don't be shy at
Yeah.
all.
Well, you can see the dancing shoes with the ribbon on it there, carved into the
Yes.
wood, and the hangers for the medals on it. So I was asked to make that lately for a lady, for her daughter, and to hang her medals on. You know, so that's one of the other items that I carve out here also in the workshop. You know, and I have another few bits and pieces. That's actually, this one here is a resonator for a friend for the back of an open back banjo that I made. So
Oh, Gerry, that's
I'll introduce
beautiful.
that banjo at the next session. It's an open back banjo, and that's the resonator off it with an engraving on it. You know, so it's a Celtic horse figure. You know?
Oh, Gerry, that's beautiful. I love that.
And this is another medal hanger. It's partway through at the moment. Same thing with the shape of it, the heart shape and the Celtic ribbon and the shoes and all of that. But it's a
And you
it's
do
a
all
nice
that
item
by
too to be.
hand?
Pardon? No,
You do all
that's
that
done. That's done with the machine. But
Yeah.
you know, so it's all designed on the computer, and then the machine will take it and drive it from there, cut it out.
Gerry, I was going to say, to do that all by hand would be a lot of work.
Well, I do have my first harp I made. It's not here. It's but all of the work on that was hand carved, and there are engravings on it, that word hand carved, and a lot of the stuff in here is done hand carved. It's only in some situations where it's handy you can get the engraving done on the machine, you know. So it works both ways, you know. Sometimes it's handy to have it there, and other times you like to do it yourself, you know. So depending on the situation.
Yeah. And Gerry, tell me this, are you the sort of fella that goes into the workshop and then has to kind of remind himself to eat at certain times or even go to bed? I'd say you could live in there, could you?
Yeah, most of the time, yeah. There's evenings here you come in. It's a bit like, I suppose, sitting down to read a good book. You get into it, I read this for a few minutes, the next minute you're 3/4 way through it, and you realise, is it that time, you know? And then you head off, and you know that's the way it goes. And you sit down then and you play a few tunes, and next you're calling somebody, and so it's all a go. Once you step in here, that's it. It takes over, you know. So.
Yeah. And have you played with Cultus members online together?
We tried it a few times there, you know, but the internet's not so good, you know. So I suppose as the internet gets better, I suppose hopefully when this restrictions lift a bit better, we can get back together and play a few tunes. But we have a very good teacher there, Anya McGeady. Gave her a bit of a plug there, Anya, and she keeps sending through the the lesson video every week, and it's very good to us, you know. So and we practice away, like, you know, throwing that video back up on the WhatsApp there, keep an eye on us, you know.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I've heard great things about Anya.
Ah, yes, she's very good, you know.
Yeah, the feedback
very
is,
patient.
Yeah, I heard that as well. So speaking of COVID-19, I hate talking about the C word. Has it affected you between work and playing music? Has it kind of restricted you in any way?
Mostly on the, I suppose, on this side of things. When you can't get out to play a few tunes with other people, you miss the social aspect of it, you know. And this is partly why I wanted to do this, to keep in touch with people and just show them we're still here and still tipping away. But you miss going out to the sessions, like, you know, up to Heaton's there for a few tunes, or up to the hall of a Monday night for a few tunes with the lads and a bit of slagging and all that carry on, you know. That's the biggest impact for me here, not being able to get out and go anywhere. But other than that, my work is my own day job is from home here. I'm still working away at that. That's not affected at all. So just driving away at that. My work is outside the country, but I work from home online and coordinate with people. So in respect of the COVID having an effect on me, no, not work-wise, but personally, yes, you know, being able to go anywhere and do anything. And people also call in here, like nobody can call here, you know, has an impact on it.
So you mentioned Rathneska Hall and you mentioned Heaton's there in the Spink. Are there any other places that you'd play?
Yeah, we're going to Fisherman's down there in Ballinakilna, and also when Crean's had a session there in Vickerstown. So there's a circle of it all goes on there. And there's the Dead Man's in Ballafin does be on sometimes, but seldom go to that. But you know, it's still somewhere to go. And yeah, there's quite a few sessions around, like, you know, and there's good musicians too, like, you know. There's the session in Portlaoise there with the Fitzharrises, and then you've got Gerry Mac, you know, G Mac. Gerry playing going mad to get back into Rance Bottoms there, you know. I think he'll have to build a bar at home, Gerry.
You said it, not me. You said it.
I don't think he'll mind anyway.
Not at all.
Gerry, cast man. You know, so John, I'm going to play a couple of tunes now.
Please, John.
And just to give you an idea what's in the make of this banjo, you know. So,
brilliant, Gerry.
If anyone wants to play along, I'm going to play a jig called My Darling Asleep, and I'm also going to play another one called Crane's Fiddle, it's called. So two nice little jigs, nice and handy, you know. We better make sure it's in tune first of all, you know. Just to mention before I start playing, anybody that does have an instrument and they're having a bit of trouble with it, or they've got an old instrument that they want to get back together, just give us a shout here, or send us an email or a PM, and we'll have a look at it and get back up and running, you know. It's nice to play a bit of music, you know. Right, so here we go. My Darling Asleep and Crane's Fiddle. Nice and handy. If anyone wants to play along, play along.
And
Well
done,
done.
Gerry. Well done, Gerry.
So there you go. That's my banjo. And then next time I'll be introducing you to a couple of new instruments that I'm making at the moment and also finishing, and a few other new projects. Hopefully the restoration of this big harp will be well underway then as well.
So, in other words, Gerry, you're promising all our viewers that in 2 weeks' time, when we come back to the workshop, you'll have a few surprises for us.
I will actually, a few nice surprises, yeah.
Brilliant, Gerry.
Something nice to look forward to, you know.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now, while I have you, Gerry, I mean, there seems to be a Ratanesca theme to this day, because tonight we're delighted to say we have Rory Tierney and Bill O'Brien playing for us. We'll have a live session. It'll actually be the first live session we've streamed, so we're really excited about that. And of course, you know Rory and Bill well.
I do. I know Rory and Bill very well, and you know the two boys since they were very small. When I first started going up along with my own children here to Ratneska, the boys were there and they kind of grew up around all of that, you know. So, and they've matured very well. Rory and Bill, they both playing with our adult session here on a Monday night. And it would be great to play along with the lads, you know. And there's a great session going in Bergen's there themselves every week when the COVID is lifted to get back into it, I suppose. You know, but grand pair of lads, you know, two fine musicians.
Two great musicians, lovely, lovely young gentlemen. And of course, Andy Bergen's another great spot for a session.
Oh, it is, of course. I was in there a few times, you know. And, you know, the great musicians in there, you know. Really
high standard. But isn't it great? Because, you know, like I lived abroad for years. When you come back, when you come back do you realize the quality of the musicians we have in the country.
Yeah, you're right. When I was away, I suppose I lived in London 13 years, and I never played music when I was over there, but I couldn't stop dancing. I was all the time set dancing, you know. And when I came home, then I got into playing the music. So, it was great. You do notice the difference when you come back to see the quality, like, you know. And it's growing all the time. You know, youngsters are growing up and they're bringing it with them, and it's fabulous. It is, you know, that they're able to hand it on to the younger people and keep it going, you know.
Yeah, it's flourishing. It's great to see Laois is now a hotbed for traditional Irish music and for the set dancing as well.
Yeah, it is. There's 7, I think there's 8 Comhaltas groups now in the county, with a new one there in Montmellic, but there's 8 anyway groups, and which makes it a good standard of music in the Midlands, you know.
Yeah, it's great to have the set dancing scene as well so strong.
It is. It's great. It's any Monday night you go up there tomorrow and go to Balafin, and she'll teach you how to set dance, you know. So, brilliant.
Yeah, Maureen is great. And then Michael Lawler and all the lads out in Castletown as well. It's wonderful to see it, and it makes it so special because I'm convinced the Irish we really do put music on a pedestal compared to other places.
We do.
It's great to see that. So,
I know. Over the course of the COVID there, you can see even around the world all the different musicians that you never get to see, you know, and all of these sessions that are going it's great to be able to plug in and see those people, that you always see advertised, but never get to listen to. But it's great. It's fabulous that the different styles and
So, Gerry, when we come back to you in 2 weeks' time now, we'll hold you to those promises. We're expecting a big bag of surprises, a big bag of tricks there.
Oh, yeah. Do hold me to that, because it's true. It'll happen.
It will happen. I know it will.
Especially in this workshop here, you'd be surprised what come in and what go through the door.
Yeah, and hopefully now, and down the line, whenever in 2 weeks' time or even in a month's time, hopefully we'll come back to you every 2 weeks. You might have a couple of guest musicians in the workshop.
Well, I was keeping that one under my hat for the moment, and I was planning on doing that, but you have to let the cat out of the bag now. So
I know.
Yeah, I'm planning to have a few chaps or a few ladies around. You wouldn't know who turned up here to play a few tunes,
This is it. We're going to look forward to it. And Gerry,
so you'll see a bit of sawdust flying out of the strings.
Brilliant. That's what we want. And a bit of stomping on the floor. How good is the floor?
There's enough room here for a half set. That'll do. We get Marty Cullen over here for a half set.
No better woman. No better woman, Gerry. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. But Gerry, look, thanks for taking the time out, because I know between work and your passion there, and it is obviously a passion for you. Yeah, you're great to take the time out. Like you're multi-skilled and multi-talented. So thanks for that, for your time. We're looking forward to talking to you again in a fortnight's time. And sure,
okay, John.
We'll await all the surprises you have for us.
So I might sneak a few previews up on Facebook between this and then.
Yeah, please, Gerry. And of course, blame me now. I let the cat out of the bag. Blame me.
I will. When I asked him, I'd say, John told me to ask you.
Basically, blame me. Blame the lad with the microphone.
I will, of course.
All right, Gerry. Here, have a great day.
You too. Thanks very much for having me, and all the best for now.
And before I forget, hello to Esther. Bumped into Esther there at the Farmers Market in Portlaoise today. One of our biggest fans. And of course, you're related, aren't she?
Oh, well, Esther, my sister. And I just want to say a big thank you to anyone who did look in, especially family members, just to say thanks and for looking in and liking the page and all of that good stuff. And if you do want anything with repairs or instruments tidied up or anything, just send me a PM or a message on Facebook, and we'll see what we can do to have a look at it and get it fixed.
Brilliant. And Gerry, we have your website up on the screen as well.
Thanks very much for that. Yeah, brilliant.
So you'll forgive me for letting the cat out of the bag.
I will, John. Just this time, but only once.
Brilliant, Gerry. Thanks. I'm on a warning now. I better be careful.
Good luck.
Where's the wooden spoon, Gerry?
There it is. Look, I don't use a spoon here. The handle of the fiddle.
Brilliant, Gerry. Great, Gerry. Here, looking forward to meeting again and chatting again in a fortnight's time.
Right. Thanks, John. Good luck.
See you later, Gerry. Bye now.